You're watching KREX News.
Thank you for watching the KREX Weekend Review. I'm Chad Roderick. Now, winds picked up again Friday as firefighters struggled to contain devastating wildfires sweeping across parts of Los Angeles County. At least 7 people have died in the fires, and officials warn that number will rise. A new brush fire broke out Friday morning on a hillside in Granada Hills, briefly prompting an evacuation order and quickly burning as many as 7 acres as firefighters rushed to attack it. The Kenneth fire in the West Hills, sparked on Thursday, spread over to 1,000 acres and is now at 35% containment. The latest update from the fires: more than 5,300 structures burned in the Palisades fire, and there are now 2 confirmed deaths. More than 4,000 structures have been lost in the Eaton fire in Altadena, 5 people killed in that fire. President Biden is deploying 400 federal firefighters to California and sending dozens of helicopters and planes to help in the firefight. Now, one of those homes lost in the Eaton fire that is burning in Altadena belongs to the son of Todd and Angie Braley, who have lived in Grand Junction for several years. Timber Schumann spoke to them about their son's escape from the raging inferno and what was left behind.
As they battle a disaster of epic proportions.
The Eaton fire has spread to over 10,000 acres in Southern California. Over 100,000 people have evacuated and thousands of buildings have already been engulfed by the flames.
The biggest problem they had was the winds. I was tracking it. The winds were like 100+ miles an hour in some places, so they couldn't do the helicopter drops, they couldn't do the airplane drops. They evacuated day before yesterday. Jay was a musician and had a video production company of his own.
He's one of the best characters you've ever met. You know, he's just lovable. He's like this giant panda, goofy and kind. That's my Jay. That's my Jay.
Grand Junction residents Angie and Todd Braley's son is currently dealing with the impacts of the fire on the West Coast.
He got out of there with 3 shirts, a couple pairs of underwear, barely anything. I took a whole bunch of my shirts and some pants and sweat shorts and everything and packed them in a box and mailed out some clothing to him.
While Jaden is staying safe at his mother-in-law's house in La Habra, his wife, mom, and best friend, who all live together, discovered the fate of their home Thursday morning.
It was completely destroyed.
Well, it was his mother's family home.
Stuff can be replaced, lives obviously can't. You're just left kind of helpless. It's my kid.
To help in the only way they know how, the Braley family set up a GoFundMe for Jaden.
The goal is right now at $9,000.
So far, they've raised $2,200.
Really, our hands felt like we were really tied. Now we just gotta give them as much support as we can from 1,000 miles away.
Timber Schumann, KREX.
You can find a link to the Braley's GoFundMe on westernslopenow.com. Now, Red Cross volunteers in Colorado and Wyoming have been deployed to Southern California to help. The Red Cross also says if you'd like to do your part in helping with relief efforts for the people in California, you can donate on their website, redcross.org. There's a button on the right side of their homepage that says Donate Now. You can also drop off your donation at their office located at 506 Gunnison Avenue. They are open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. And in other news, 59-year-old Patrick Sneddon appeared in a packed Mesa County courtroom this morning. Jessica Livingstone was in the courtroom and has an update of what happened.
Sneddon was the driver of the Jeep that struck and killed 2 Colorado Department of Transportation workers back on September 3rd. Sneddon veered off the road on Highway 6 and 50, striking the CDOT truck and 2 CDOT workers, 43-year-old Trent Umberger and 23-year-old Nathan Jones. His wife, 67-year-old Kathy Wallace, was a passenger of the Jeep and was also killed in the crash. Sneddon was charged with driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol, 3 counts of vehicular homicide, and failure to yield to a public service vehicle, among other charges. Sneddon appeared for the first time in court Friday morning for a return of filing charges. Sneddon waived his right to a 30-day preliminary hearing, as well as a reading of the complaint information. The judge also announced that they will set an off-docket bond hearing for January 21st at 3 p.m., which means they are asking for more time than normal for that bond argument. After the hearing, friends and family of the CDOT workers flooded the hallway on the 3rd floor of the Justice Center, where the public defender explained what that means for the case going forward. Jessica Livingstone, KREX News.
An incident at the city market in Fruita resulted in the store being evacuated. A call to police dispatch came in around 7:20 this morning, claiming that a former store employee had placed an explosive device somewhere inside the city market. Officials decided to evacuate everyone inside the store for their own safety, but according to the Fruita PD, upon further investigation, they didn't find anything inside the store to report the incident as a credible threat. Even so, officials say an investigation is still underway. And 2 men are behind bars in Montrose County after allegedly shooting 3 cattle in the Delta County area. 19-year-old Javon Vigil and 20-year-old Leland Hernandez are both charged with felony criminal mischief and cruelty to animals, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor. Now, according to Delta County law officials, the 2 suspects shot 3 cattle on December 29th on 25 Mesa Road, about 1 mile south of the Delta and Montrose County line on January 3rd. The search warrant was issued for 415 Dodge Street in Delta, where evidence related to the shooting of the cows was collected. Delta and Montrose County law officials are investigating. They say they've obtained information from the public, which was critical in identifying the suspects. And around the region, U.S. Fish and Wildlife are looking for the person who shot and killed a gray wolf here in Colorado. The male wolf was captured by Colorado Parks and Wildlife on August 30th. It was part of an effort to relocate the Copper Creek pack after wolves had killed livestock. They say the wolf was in poor condition and died 3 days later. It's been revealed a gunshot wound initiated the poor health, which led to the wolf's death. A $50,000 reward will be given to find who's responsible. And on Thursday night, Breeze Airlines took their inaugural flight from Las Vegas to Grand Junction. Kyle Kawamoto had a chance to see the flight arrive and talked with an airport official, traveler, and the president and CEO of the Grand Junction Chamber of Commerce.
Thursday was quite a breeze.
We're excited because today we are adding a new line of service here at the airport.
Breeze Airways is now adding a Las Vegas route to the Grand Junction Regional Airport. Airport officials tell me that the flights from Breeze will be twice a week on Thursdays and Sundays, plus it will be a year-round service.
It's a very short flight, and it provides an opportunity to impact us economically while also adding convenience and connectivity to other locations.
But Thursday night, travelers got a surprise once they left the aircraft. They were gifted with goodie bags, food, and even these comfortable socks with the Las Vegas and Breeze logo to commemorate the new service. I spoke with GJT enthusiast Mike Waddle, who flies on inaugural flights out of Grand Junction, and he tells me the best part of these flights are the reactions.
It's always a pleasant surprise to see other passengers walk off the flights and have all these goodies that the airport and the airline provides them. And it's like, oh shoot, I didn't know this was the first flight.
Oh, it is remarkable how many passengers don't realize that they're flying on the inaugural flight. And then they're surprised when they get to the airport and it's the first flight. It's one of my favorite parts is actually that surprise element and them getting to see it.
To have these types of flights, Candace tells me it wouldn't have been possible without the help of our local taxpayers.
If it wasn't for the amazing support of taxpayers in our community voting to support the lodging tax increase, which allows us to support service like this, it would make it much more difficult to be able to come in and retain these flights in these types of situations.
Kyle Kawamoto, KREX News.
And officials say travelers on the Western Slope will be able to save several hours by flying directly to Vegas instead of driving. For more information, you can find it out on westernslopenow.com. Now, in other news, as of today, the city of Grand Junction is now accepting nomination petitions for those interested in one of the 4 city council member seats. The city opens up the nomination process for District A, D, E, and 1 at-large for a 4-year term. According to the CRS 31-10-301, to be eligible for municipal office at the time of election, candidates must be a citizen of the United States, at least 18 years of age, have been a registered elector within the city of Grand Junction for at least 1 year immediately preceding the election. The petitions can be picked up at City Hall on North 5th Street, but but you must call the city clerk's office in advance to pick up your petition at 970-244-1509. For more information, you can find it on our website, westernslopenow.com. And as a final reminder, petitions are due no later than 4 p.m. on January 27th, and the election will be held on April 8th. The best way to know what someone is going through is by getting a grasp of what it's like to walk a mile in their shoes. United Way is hosting an event that can help community members understand the real challenges people living in poverty face in their day-to-day lives. Jessica Livingstone has the details on how you can participate.
The Poverty Immersion Experience is a hands-on interactive event that takes people through a simulated month in the life of someone that's experiencing poverty or living low income.
Kira Ald, the Communication Outreach Manager for United Way, says the experience is designed to give you compassion for those living through poverty through perspective. The 8th Annual Poverty Immersion Experience will be hosted on January 25th, where participants will get a new name, new family, and even a new living situation. They will go through 15 different sessions to simulate weeks in a person who is struggling with life, interacting with local resources, bill collectors, and lenders, all with the goal of surviving. This experience gives participants a different perspective of what it takes to survive in poverty here in Mesa County. Jody Visconti-Clo, the director of the Day Center, participated in the poverty immersion years prior and told me,
it changes your perspective on what actual people are really dealing with, and yeah, it's pretty enlightening.
Visconti-Clo also says although she meets with the unhoused daily, getting a new name with new struggles is a startling experience. She said things like having appointments across town at different resources can be trickier than most people think.
I just had someone who is now in assisted living in Palisade. He rode the bus to come and see me. We had some paperwork to fill out. It took him 2 hours to get here on the bus.
At the end of the 4-hour experience, you will sit with the entire group and debrief about what you encountered that afternoon. You will also be provided resources of how you can help people in real life, making the eye-opening experience productive in real life. Jessica Livingstone, KREX News.
For more information or to sign up, head on over to our website, westernslopenow.com, or if you're already here for our weekend update, stay tuned. We will have this for you every Friday, rounding out your weekend of news.